What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. Boy, oh boy, I'm seeing every Mexican fan, trainer, and former legend of Mexican descent. And they're actually praying. They're hoping. Now, they won't say this out loud, but they're praying and they're hoping that Saul Canelo Alvarez, who was a 4-division world champion, 2-time undisputed super middleweight world champion, first ballot Hall of Famer, with a record of 63 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout at 35 years of age, is successful in his September 12th Las Vegas, Nevada, Allegiant Stadium showdown against the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, undefeated 4-division world champion, 2-division undisputed world champion, superstar boxer, Terrence "Bud" Crawford, who is another first ballot Hall of Famer, with a record of 41 wins, no losses, no draw, 31 wins by way of knockout. They're going to fight September 12th. And they're using these code words. He's too small. It's a circus fight. I did a breakdown about this with Tommy Hearns. Tommy Hearns went from 154 to 175. Became the champion 175. Came back down to 160. Became a champion 160. And then went to 68 to be a 4-division world champion. Right? To be the first fighter in history to do so. I broke that down. Go check that video out. Right? They don't want to see Terrence Crawford beat Canelo Alvarez because it stakes the flag. There's a rivalry that people don't want to talk about. Blacks versus Mexicans in the sport of boxing. It has a race tone to it. They don't want to admit it, right? But blacks have been dominating the sport of boxing. Canelo Alvarez is viewed as the face of the sport of boxing. Although he got dominated and lost every single round of Floyd Mayweather, guess what? They all have the same excuse. It's the same excuse. He was too young. He was too green. He had over 40 fights, 5 title defenses, and unified the belts against the second or third best fighter in his division in Austin Trout. But yet, when he lost every single round of Floyd Mayweather, who came up in weight, they used these 2 talking points. Well, Floyd Mayweather had a catchweight. He was too green. He was too young at 23 years of age. Do you know Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather became world champions and beat Hall of Famers to become world champions at 21 years of age, 22 years of age, as well as Muhammad Ali? So how was he too green? And Canelo is saying that this fight with Terrence Crawford is going to prove that in the fight with Floyd Mayweather, he just was too young and too green. No, it's not. If Terrence Crawford jumps up 2 weight classes from 54 to 68, and essentially really from 47 to 68, that's what people are saying, right? You got Bernard Hopkins saying, well, he only had 1 fight at 54, so he's still a 47-pounder, really, essentially. You had Canelo Alvarez himself saying he actually lost his fight with Israel Madrimov. You got all these people saying Terrence Crawford didn't look the same when he fought Israel Madrimov. The weight was a difference. If he go up and beat Canelo Alvarez and plant that flag for the black American boxers in the history, the rivalry history with Canelo Alvarez, that will be catastrophic for them. Because, see, their claim to fame today's time is that people don't want to see, and they mad that we got a Mexican fighter as the face of the sport of boxing. Popularity-wise, right? But they don't want him to lose. See, again, he lost to Dimitri Bivol, and guess what they said? Well, Dimitri Bivol was too big and Canelo was daring to be great. Although he already beat Sergey Kovalev at 175, he was a world champion at 175. When he lost to Dimitri Bivol at 175, they tell you, well, he was too small, he was daring to be great, right? When he lost to Floyd Mayweather, they tell you, oh, well, that's because he was too green, he was too young, right? They got an excuse, a built-in excuse. He lose to Terrence Crawford. They don't have no built-in excuse, people. Terrence Crawford is 3 to 4 years older than him. Terrence Crawford is coming up 2 to 3 weight classes, right? Terrence Crawford is perceived to be the smaller guy, right? Canelo was in his absolute prime at 34, 35. You can't say he's too green. You can't say he's too small, right? So they're hoping and praying. This is why they didn't want to see the fight to begin with. Because of what's at stake. They understand what's at stake. And they don't want it, people. They do not want this fight. Because if Terrence Crawford jumps up and beats Canelo Alvarez, it shows the superiority that the black American fighters have in the sport of boxing. Historically, it already shows that. But once again, it's going to rear its ugly head for them. The truth is just the truth. Canelo knows this. This is why Canelo has tried to plant the notion that he didn't want to fight Terrence Crawford because Terrence Crawford moves around the ring too much. But then he contradicted that, right? Because then he said against Israel Majamov, oh, I want to fight him now because he's more stationary. Canelo Alvarez can't cut the ring off. He can't cut the ring off. See, he had the controversial fights with Triple G where he tested positive for clenbuterol, but they swept that under the rug. This they can't do. Especially if Terrence Crawford wins in dominating fashion, it's their worst nightmare. Trust me. So I see all of the trainers that's doing their fight predictions, all of the fighters, all of the fans, right? And the constant is, well, Terrence Crawford is too small. So what does that say if Terrence Crawford beats Canelo Alvarez? They saying he's too small. He's too old. He's inactive. Another thing is, Canelo Alvarez is more active. He fights twice a year. In 2021, he fought 3 times a year. Since 2019, Terrence Crawford has fought 1 time a year. And he's 4 years older. So he's less active. So what does that say if Terrence Crawford could beat Canelo Alvarez? It's their worst nightmare, people. But let's see how this unfolds and plays out. And that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV. All one word. It's your boy Blue signing off. I'm gone. Peace.